So you are at this stage where you have created your formula, but like 200 grams of your product. And now you want to scale up, maybe produce 1 kilo or more. There are some crucial knowledge that you don't want to miss out when manufacturing your product. Indeed, it is really important to go through this next step safely. So here are the top 5 of the most common mistakes that person developing their own product at home do. Mistake number 1 regarding formula. Thinking that your small batch will behave exactly the same as the big batch that you want to produce. For example, you have successfully developed like 500 grams of your formula. That's great. But now if you want to produce 10 kilograms of your product, for example, just blending the ingredients together may not be as easy as for 500 grams. Why? Just because bigger volumes means that the ingredients do not mix as well, and you may face some issues such as separation phase issues. You may need to adapt your emulsifier system, or you may face some viscosity issues because heat doesn't spread the same way in 500 grams than in 10 kilograms of formula. Same, the pH may be different in the small batch compared to the big batch, or the preservative system that you have used in the small batch may not be as efficient for example, 10 kilograms of formula. So tip number 1, maybe before going big, try to develop medium-sized batch, like 2 or 3 times the original size, and consider consulting a formulation expert in order to have the good calculation before trying to scale up. Mistake number 2 regarding equipment issues is trying to use the same mixing tools for all size batches. For example, the hand mixer that you have used for your 500 grams formula may not work as well for 10 kilograms of formulation. And different equipment may change how your product turns out. Some ingredients may need different speed mixing or different method of mixing. Will you use a mechanical stirring, which is best for simple formulations, light emulsion, or incorporating powders? And the speed range is between 100 to 1000 RPM. Will you use a magnet stirring? That's best for small lab batches. Will you use a homogenization technique, which is best for creating fine emulsions, reducing particle size, and has a speed range between 3000 to 25,000 RPM. Will you use vacuum mixing, which is best for removing bubbles, and for a more uniform mixing of thick cream or clear gel, a planetary mixing? There is a lot of different type of mixing, but it is important to have the right material based on the ingredients that you will put in your formula. A little tip, consider investing in proper scaling tools. Even if you are starting small, start with pilot batches while using professional equipment. Mistake number 3, time and temperature. Basically, it's when you are not adjusting your heating and cooling times. For example, melting your butters or cooling down a formula takes longer in bigger batches than in small ones. Keep in mind that there are critical temperature points for different ingredients. You wouldn't want to burn your active ingredients and losing its beneficial effects. So it's important to accurately identify your heating and cooling rates in your larger batches. Another tip, you can use temperature mapping in your vessel. What is temperature mapping, you may ask? It is the process of measuring temperature at different points in your mixing vessel. It allows to show temperature variations within your batch, also to identify hot and cold spots and ensure uniform heating and cooling. Because the top of your batch may be, for example, at 75 degrees, but the bottom may be at 70 degrees, and that difference may affect your product quality. Mistake number 4 is about recording keeping. And this mistake, I think, is the biggest one. It's to not write down everything happening when you are producing your formulation. You need to write any kind of new mixing time, what worked and what did not work. What were the different parameters used, the materials used, the checkpoints that can be critical. Not everything that you can. Every little information in order to later create and maintain your product information file. A little tip, create a standard operation procedure file or SOP. Actually, when this video will be published, you may find one that is free and that you can download from our website, cosmeticlabs.com. That may help you. So go check it out if you want. And mistake number 5 is about testing issues. It will be, for example, not testing if your big batch are as good as the small batch that you have successfully produced earlier. Indeed, if you succeed to have the right texture, odor, and color in your big batches compared to the small one, doesn't mean that everything went right. You will need to redo some tests in order to verify the stability of the big batches in the containers, the stability of the formulation itself of the big batches, if the preservatives are as efficient in the big batches as in the small batches. Indeed, you don't want the big batches to be microbial nests because in that case, trash. It may be also interesting to evaluate the pH of the formulation, the viscosity, and so on. Basically, make sure that every parameter pass the test in your big batch. Remember that scaling up your production is not just about multiplying the ingredients in a pot. Take it step by step, don't rush the process, and write everything down. If you have doubt regarding the process, seek out for professional help. And keep in mind that the safety of your products is always and will forever be your concern, because you are legally responsible for your product safety, and this legal responsibility continues after your product launch, of course. If you want more information regarding safety requirements in the cosmetic development journey, watch this video.